or 6 yards for the last 3 quarters. What happened offensively where you couldn't get it and establish anything?
Yeah, I mean, really, the second half, nothing was good out there. The second half, we're 10-0 at half, I believe, right? I think so. So, you know, it's, don't say one of those has, but sometimes things just kind of snowball, and that's really what took place tonight. First half, you know, we started out, had the drive, and then, you know, the turnover right there, and after that, we just seemed to lose momentum. They're a good team. They're a good defensive football team, and you know, we just go back to work.
Cade didn't have much time tonight when he dropped back to pass. Is that a product of what they were doing defensively, or the offensive line communication?
No, I mean they're a good front. You've got a lot of really very athletic guys. So I don't think it was necessarily the case in the first half so much. But you know, once you get in a behind position like that against a team like that, and they're able to pin theirs, it gets pretty tough. And before the half, you know, it was a tough situation there too. So you know, we'll go back to work.
Have you been in these types of situations before? I mean, 2016 here was kind of similar in a way, but what has been your approach in those cases as a coach to kind of, do you let it marinate with the guys for a while? Do you just, how do you approach them then?
No, we'll try to move on as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And 16 was didn't feel as bad, if that's possible. It felt like a little different scenario, a different type of game. I mean, it was really, you know, it was a 10-0 halftime game, so a little different situation there, but. You know, whether you lose by 30 or you lose by 1, it's tough. It's hard, and I think the biggest thing again, we'll try to learn from it. We'll get through the tape quick tomorrow, and then we're going to move forward and focus on next week, and that's really all that's going to matter at this stage.
Kirk, you mentioned that you never felt like you got a chance to put stress on them. I mean, how much of your offensive game plan did you really not even get the chance to get to because you couldn't get those first downs?
You know, once you get behind, first half that wasn't the case at all. It's, you know, it was anybody's ballgame at that point. So once the second half started rolling downhill, that's a whole different situation. But yeah, we just weren't getting things done. You know, really on either side of the ball, and that's what it is.
Back-to-back games now, where your starting quarterback completed less than half his passes. What's the plan? What can you do in terms of revitalizing this passing game?
Yeah, I mean, nothing looked good tonight. I mean, really. So, you know, we'll go back to the board tomorrow and just push forward. Yeah, we got good players, we got good young people, and I think we're gonna have a good football team, but we really have work to do.
For 10 first-half points coming off of the Eric fumble and then the multiple, how critical were those turnovers at that point in the game?
Yeah, I mean, you play a team like this, especially they've been clean all season long, so we knew that coming in. And the penalty, you know, obviously it hurt us. They called a leak on us, which you know took a blocked field goal off the board and gave them a chance for a touchdown. So, and any mistakes against a really high-quality opponent. And Penn State, you know, they're 3 games into it coming into tonight. They looked really good tonight. They played extremely well. Credit to them, and you know, we've got work to do.
Was there something defensively that they were doing that you just didn't game plan for, or was it just execution?
No, I think, you know, from where I was standing and all of us had discussion, no, they did what we thought they did. They're very talented, very athletic. You saw that, and good in coverage. So, yeah, they made it tough on us.
You needed to get off the field, and especially a couple times in the second half it didn't happen. What were they doing, or were they doing anything you weren't prepared for, or was just?
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I mean it's a combination of, you know, again, we weren't sustaining drives, which, you know, at some point it starts wearing on you a little bit defensively, and then but you know, first possession they took it and drove it however many yards, 70, 75 yards. So yeah, at some point you got to get off the field too. But they're a big physical team. They've got we knew that coming in. They're a big offensive line. They got 2 good running backs. Quarterback does a good job, and big receivers. So you know, this is just one of those games where not much looked good, not much went well, and you know, we're going to put it behind us, learn from it, and then put it behind us.
What's that conversation like with Cade in the middle of that offensive outage? Like, are you trying to keep him in? I don't want to say invested in the game, but are you trying to keep his spirits up, or what sort of message are you having for him during the game?
Well, it's same with everybody. So we just got to keep playing and try to find some things. Yeah, you got at some point you got to change the momentum, offensively, defensively, or special teams. So. Yeah, there's no special message. There's no secret sauce to this whole thing. We just got to play a little bit better, execute better, and there's always conversation about, you know, what are you seeing? What do you think might be good? That type of thing. win, lose, or draw, you're doing that. But it's just, there's not a lot you can say.
What is the concern level for you with the offense?
It's, tonight we didn't score points, so, and we didn't stop them on defense, so it's not a good night. My concern level's, I don't know how to phrase it. I mean, I don't have a concern level, if that makes any sense, other than we got shut out tonight, and that's not, there's not much good about that.
There was a, after the mishap on the punt, they had a 4th and 1 sneak that the replay showed looked like he was short.
We thought so too.
Did you get any message from your earpiece or
They
anything?
said they looked at it, so,
Oh, the officials did?
supposedly, yeah.
Okay.
Just a couple more.
Did you think about challenging that or anything, or?
Challenges on short yards plays are really, I mean, it's hard for anybody to see, so I think you're probably
Okay.
betting the under on that one.
Schematically, do you see any issues with what you're doing offensively, or is it just a matter of continuing to do the same thing?
We're not gonna, create a new playbook, is that what you're suggesting?
Or just, even, I know that you aren't a fan of wholesale changes, but is there anything schematically that you think needs to change?
I'm not a wholesale, believer in just, changing because you had a bad game. I mean, it was not a good game tonight. I think we've made progress in 3 weeks. Tonight was disappointing. We played a really good football team. We'll keep it in perspective. And we'll evaluate things over the course of 12 games. We still got 8 to play, so that's, not there to, we got quality guys. We've made improvement. I think we're doing a lot of things really well. Not tonight necessarily, but, no, we're not gonna just, start over again in any phase. I don't think we've ever done that.
With, in the fourth quarter, you pulled Cade, is that just simply, the game was kind of lost at that point, let Deacon get in?
He was cramping up a little bit in his hand, and at that point, yeah, I think it's a smart thing to do, certainly.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay.